Welcome to part 2 of my LEGO World stage build for Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters Coliseum, stage 5-5. And I gotta say, this has been a very fun and rewarding build for me in the LEGO World game, and I hope that you enjoy this video as I show you what I had to do in a step-by-step process as best as I can. Please enjoy the video, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified of when my next LEGO Worlds video goes live.
Hey guys, Stormtrooper 1 here!
This is part 2, guys, and I hope that you look forward to the video where I actually add the other details to this stage from Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters Coliseum, especially since it is the biggest stage of them all. When it's on a flying ship. Now, the details that we're going to do are going to be on the outskirts of the playing board. That includes the ship's front and, of course, the back as well. So the front is going to have a lot of details to it, as well as the back. So we're going to start off with the front of the ship, where we're going to apply some amazing details onto the ship. Before we begin the video, I would like to remind everybody that I'm now streaming twice a month here on the YouTube channel. I do it on the first Tuesday of every month, and of course near the end of the month as well. So please do check out my live section on my channel to find out when I'm going live next. And to begin with this part of, the front of the ship, we're actually going to apply a sort of a protective railing for the front of the ship, where it actually begins from this section right here and heads straight into the middle of the crystal up front. So I'm going to want to grab some 2x4s. Bricks, or these angled bricks that will go from the right to the left. We gotta make sure that they lead from right around here all the way to the front as such. And we also need to make sure that it's in a pretty good color as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap the color to white or light stone gray. And start working on that good angle as well. And then I need to do the same on the other side, but with 2x4 angle bricks. Left angle, sorry. And don't forget, guys, that this is just a rough replication. It's not going to be a full, accurate replication of the stage itself. To begin with this step, we're actually going to get some of the grass panels done so that it carries on with the front of the bow, as you can see right there. And we're going to grab some dark green bricks for this. And we're going to start out with a couple of 1x8s or 2x8s, whatever will work. 2x8s look like they'll work perfectly. And then we'll grab a 1x8. Place it here. And then a 1x6. Two of those. And then a 1x4. And then we just need to do the same on the other side as well. So that we've got a nice illusion of a curving effect. heading into the inside of the ship. Then we can add some beautiful flowers to it later. We just need to do the same on the other side as well. Another thing that I forgot to add in the last video was actually these golden plates on the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up at least 5 layers of 8x8 gold, warm... What color were they? Here we go. Let me find them. Warm gold. And then we can add the little detail of some warm gold 1x8 tiles. So that creates a kind of a like a barrier of sorts. There we go. We just gotta do it on both sides as well. And then to fill in the center, we're actually going to use some copper. Right in the middle. As such. And now we've got that illusion. Now, we're ready to move on with some more details. And I'm gonna start off by working on the front of the hull of the ship. So we've got ourselves a good basis. And for this, we're gonna return into our build tool. And this time we're gonna go to Earth Blue, Bright Blue. Ooh, and then move into our plates. These 8x6 or the 4x8s. And then we're going to work towards the front as well. And then we're going to switch out to corner plates. Or these left plates. And this one here, the right plate. We'll just swap out for the angle plates, which is a lot easier to pull off. Move it to the front, and then we've got a good base. Then we're going to switch it up by moving to a proper reddish, dark brown, or reddish brown. And then work on the upper layer, as if we're heading towards the front of the ship as well. Then we're going to go straight back to our warm gold so that we've got a good upper layer for the, for the whole, on the front of the ship. But we're going to use a 1x8 tile, flat tile, here for the edge. 1x6 here and here. or 1x4, or 1x3. So it looks like we're actually going to the middle of the ship right here. And then we can move back to our reddish brown. And then start working up on some angles for our for display. We've already got the front of the ship nearly completed. We've actually used the brown, the reddish brown bricks. We've got some 2x3 angle slopes and some 2x2 corner bricks as well to help create the illusion of a frontal guard for the front of the ship. So now we're actually ready to apply the longest part of the display, which we will use these 1x2 bricks for. And then we will apply them at the top, right as so. And we don't have to worry about graphical, well, game physics or whatnot. But just to give that illusion that it's actually all connected, we're going to be using some 1x2, or 2x2, or 2x4s. Flat tiles, like these ones here, to give it that illusion that it's actually all connected together. And that it's an actual ship, guard, or a point, so that everyone knows where it's going. And now we can actually get to work on the details underneath that pole by adding some angled pieces to the model itself. So we will start off with these 2x4 roof angled bricks left, and then we will actually go. Or we can just start off with a better point, which will be these. Which is what we'll use from the last build, which is some warm gold, 1x1 plates or pyramid bricks right here. But we also need to actually apply a light stone gray, unless this is something else. Nope, this looks like the right color. We'll use some 1x1s. As something of a guide. Here and here. And then we'll grab a warm gold 1x1 pyramid brick. Put each one at the top, as such. And then we're ready to make it so that it looks like there is some light stone gray fences. It's like these. Heading towards the back of the ship. We just gotta do this until we're satisfied with everything. And the display with the illusion that it will give. We've added some more details onto the front of the ship, including more lightstone gray bricks and tiles, especially the flat ones, so that it carries on the illusion that it's an actual ship. And now we've also grabbed another gold 1x1 pyramid as well, and a 1x1 brick in lightstone gray, so that it ends where the bow of the ship begins. ends. So with that over and done with, we can now get to work on another detail, which is directly underneath the pole of the ship, and that is the little design that we see at the front that normally you can't tell when you're playing a game of Capsule Monster Coliseum, but I can easily tell in the game right now. So we're going to grab some angle plates. We're going to start them out at the front, and then we're actually going to curve them back inwards as such, so that it goes directly into the ship. But if the 4x4s don't work, you can always use the 6x6s instead. And then, to fill in the gaps, we're going to grab some plates, more plates. To help create the illusion that it is a fully constructed ship. Our next detail for the front of the ship, it's going to be some earth blue or bright blue tiles. And we're actually going to stick with the plates. And we're going to place them in accurately located places of our ship as such, so that gives off that checkered pattern that you would see on the ship itself. We can also use some 1x2 plates to help keep that illusion going as well. Next, we're going to give the front of the the pole of the ship a little bit of a support. So we're going to apply some 2x3s, 2x3 right here, or 2x4. I think a 2x4, no, a 2x3 will work out perfectly. Then a 1x2 in warm gold, so that it helps with the front of the ship as well, which is excellent. And now we can get to work on the outer rims of the side of the ship as well. And we're going to stick with warm gold, and we're also going to grab some angle bricks as well. And then we're going to work it all the way to the edge right around where the engine is. So it kind of forms around here. And we gotta do it on both sides. Okay, so we've actually done the detail for the outer rim of the ship, as I promised, and we've actually got some gold going around both sides. And as you can see right here, I actually added something very nice to our ship, with some brownish red tiles. So what I did was I put some 1x3s along here, and some 1x2s, and then some 1x1s. So that does give off the effect that it's got wooden flooring on the, wooden edge on the ship itself. And now we can move on to adding some golden details, some more golden details, to make sure that it all stays uniform. As we apply some 1x4 over, well, some flat tiles along what we've done so far, and of course, to help keep everything uniform with the rest of the build. So we've done the golden trims around the outskirts of the ship itself, and we've also added some more burnished red to carry on with the wooden parts of the ship as well. And we've also still got those little green pegs that we need to fill in for parts, well, for the garden part of the ship, which is actually going to be our next subject, because we're going to move on to some flower plate 1x1s. And we're actually going to have a nice little variety of different colors, including medium azure, some bright purple, and a bit of fluorescent blue as well. So I'm actually going to start off with the medium azure. I'm actually going to place them in different have them kind of grouped in random locations. Since there's no set pattern of doing these flowers in this game, so feel free to be creative with your flower design. I mean, if you want. Although this will take me some time, but it's going to be time well spent. We've now applied a lot of 1x1 flower tiles onto our model, and of course, there's a beautiful variety of colors, including bright red, magenta, purple, bright purple, bright blue, and yellow, and of course, I've used some light green to help cover all the rest of the pegs up for the model, so that it gives the illusion that it's an actual garden rather than just a whole batch of Lego bricks. And with that little detail over and done with, we can now move on to another detail, which is on the side of the ship right here, where we're actually going to need to apply some more wooden bricks onto the model. So we're going to go to our reddish brown 2x4s or 4x8s. We're gonna start off around here. Yeah. A good idea. Yeah, around here. And then, boom and a boom. We just gotta do it on both sides of the ship. There we go. Next up, we can apply some bright gold 1x8. Warm gold 1x8s. Place one here. And then we can apply 1x8 tiles. Some flat tiles here. And here. Oh, there we go, right there. And then we can actually put on some light stone gray. 1x8s, but in a good location. And around here would look perfect. There we go. And then move straight back to a warm gold pyramids. one here, and one here. Then we can move back to the stone gray, light stone gray. Need bricks, and this time we're gonna go for the 4x4 corner plate. So we're going to actually apply this at least one layer above what we've done. But we're actually going to bring this down so that it touches. Around here. Or just until we've got a good idea on where to put it. Okay, so what I've done is I've grabbed some light stone gray 3x2 angle plates. It's for both the left and the right side, and I used the left plate. It's for the right side, well, the left side of the board, and I put them as deep as I could so that it didn't touch the see-through base. And the same again on the other side. With the right angles. And then, once those were all in place, I then filled in the gaps of those 3x12 angle plates with some 1x4 and 1x3 light grey bricks as well. So then I can then put on those 8x8 plates, those corner plates, so that it gives the illusion that it's actually angled well together. And then we're ready to move on to the other side of the ship. Well, the rear ends of the ship, where it's actually over the water. But it's getting a little too late for me now, so I'm gonna save it for the time being, and I shall see you guys later on in another day. Catch you on the flip side. And hello. Oh, and I hope that everyone is ready for the rest of the build for this for this stage. And today we're actually going to start off with building the side plate where the water meets the exit of the ship. So we're going to start off with some light stone grey for the outside, so that it looks like the water is being trapped by the ship itself. Then we're going to apply some earth blue to help add a layer of detail to the ship. And then we're going to carry on with some more light blue and some bases. Here's some light stone grey here to add the detail onto the ship. So I'm going to start off with the build tool. Move straight to our light stone grey. And then go into a 1x8. Here would suffice nicely. Actually, a little more up. Around here would do well. Then I can apply something of a light blue gray or dark azure. Or stick with the bright blue, and instead of doing it in a brick, for brick, we'll use a 1x8 plate instead. And then we just gotta do it on both sides of the display. We've done the sides of the ship right now, and we're ready to move on to add a little more detail to the ship. So we're going to actually go to where the edges are of the ship right here and here where my mouse is, and we're actually going to put on some warm gold 1x1 pyramids. It's followed by 1x2 slopes. Oops, in warm gold as well to carry on with the golden trim of the side of the ship. Then we're gonna put on some light blue or cyan blue 4x4 circular plates, so that we can actually get to work on the bases on the ship, which will be right in the very middle of these 8x8s right here. So to begin, I'm gonna get those warm gold 1x1 pyramids. Put them on each end of these 1x1 bricks that I've put first. And then I just apply the 1x1 warm gold around to form the edge of my ship. We're now done with the side details for the ship. We've got a beautiful bright blue tower pillar, which we are using a combination of 4x4 circular bricks. We've also been using round bricks. We've also been using some gold bricks for the edge trimming. We've also used some 2x2 round bricks. One in light stone grey at the bottom, then a bright blue at the top, so that it kind of forms a transition from the lights to the darker colors, like you normally see in paintwork. And on top of each golden plate is some little flowers. I've got bright red, and I've also got some violet for the stage, which is going to be the end result for that stage. So now we can move on to the next part of the build, which is going to be another assembly of sorts, which involves the sides here and here. So what I'm going to do is move back to my light stone grey 8x8 here, and then work my way up to about here. Or around here. Just to give that good layer, added detail of level for the model. But not too low, so that everyone misses out on it. And I just need some 8x8 tiles. A plate, sorry. One here and one here. And then here. Oh. There we go, one there. Or just use an 8x16, that's a lot easier. There we go. And then we can just apply some 8x16 plates. Bricks. One there. Then the other on the other side. Then we can apply some bright blue plate, plates onto the model. One there, one there, one there, and one there. And then one here. So that it gives an illusion of that the that what we're about to do is supported with some proper plating tiles as well. because our next step is going to be some of those big circular towers that are on the back of the ship of the stage, and they are going to be some big ones. So we're going to need some big round bricks for this. And these 4x4s, quarter circles, should be a good, well, there will be a good starting foundation for what we are aiming for in this step. Which is going to be an illusion of a giant circle. So we start off with the lightstone grey to begin the illusion, and then we can move on to the light blue, where bricks next. So that we've got ourselves a nice transition for what we're going to go for. And don't forget, guys, this is just a rough, well, not a full accurate rendering of the stage. It's just a rough, it's just a little rough, rough model of the stage from the game Capsule Monster Coliseum. So we have now recreated both the left and the right outer pillars for the ship model of our Lego build. Now we're going to move on to the inner pillars, which is a lot thinner, because for the outside ones we had to use at least the 4x4 rounded edges as a sort of like a foundation for the build, and then we had to work our way around a little more, and of course fill in the gaps with some 4x12s or 4x12s, and of course some 2x4s, 1x4s, and 1x1x5 towers, as you can see right here. And then I used the gold 1x1x5 pillars to kind of form the edge for those outer pillars as well, so that it gives a lot more detail as much as we could. Then I grabbed 3 2x2 undercarriage bricks in light gold and put them at the top so that they form the spiky pillars at the top of each, at the top. And now I can move on to the next part, the inner pillars, which we're going to be starting right behind these this set of tiles right here. And for it to begin, we're going to have to go back to our 8x8 bricks, and then work our way up so that it's directly in line with this area right here. As such. And then we gotta do the same for the other side so that it all matches. And then we're ready to build the pillars, but we can also use this opportunity to add some more details to what we've just built by grabbing some tiles, some 1x8 flat tiles. Placing one here, and another one on the other side as such. And then we can move on by adding some, by getting to work on the thinner pillars. Starting off with a warm gold 8x8 plate for both sides. And then I can get to work with some rounded bricks in bright blue. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to use the 3x3 quarter circle panels. Or I can use the 4x4s. On each end, here, and here. And then just slowly build up to a point where they actually exceed the outer pillars that we've done so far. Probably to the point where the first layer is around here. And then we can add some gold circular plates. Sorry, round plates. And I want to stick to the warm gold, keep the theme of the color the same. And I keep doing it until I'm at a point where it looks tall enough. And we're ready to get to work on, well, by going right back to, well, copying and then building on the other side of what we've done. So we've now done both pillars on the left and the right side of the towers, and I gotta say that they look fantastic from where I'm standing. Not bad for a Lego recreation. Now we can move on to getting some more details done from where we left off in the video that we did 2 weeks ago by adding some more flooring details. And we're going to start off by going right back to our flat tiles, especially our olive green 1x4. And then carrying on with what we did. And we can move, well, should be able to do a orange 1x6. There we go, and then a 1x4, then a 1x2. And then we can actually use that gap in the middle of the 1x2 to actually put on another, well, a flower pot. Kind of like the one that we did at the beginning. And also some 1x1 flat tiles. Oh, I think I picked the wrong blue. It should be earth blue. There we go. Then I can do the same on the other end. Here. And just like last time, I can ignore the middle. And there. Go. Then a light stone gray 1x8 flat tile. To keep the illusion of proper flooring. Well, an old school method of mosaic tiling. And dusted. I just need to do these gaps. And we can move on to the bright blue. Or the circular warm gold. Yes, a circular warm gold. Hold a plate. round plate, one here and here. Put it up. We'll just start off with one here. Here, and then transition to a 4x4. And then we can do a light blue. Sorry, a bright blue brick. Actually, a little slope. Or roof tile like this. Then a circular 2x2 round cross. And there. And I gotta see if I have an inverted. It should work. Gonna have to make it work, unfortunately. Go. And a round 4x4. And then a warm gold, third plate 4x4. There and there, so we can do the flowers. Which we're going to do the same again. Get the flower plates, and then switch between red, bright red, and lavender for a beautiful flowery pattern. And there we go. That is that done. And now we can move on to the back area of the stage right here, which is going to be probably the biggest part to do, but it's going to be a fun challenge nonetheless. So I'm going to start off by going to Lightstone Grey and starting out by working on the base of the model with some 4x8s. Or some 8x2x8s. And then I'm going to start off here. Then get some angle bricks so that it gives carries on giving that curved effect for the ship. So we've done the layering for the tiles for the back of the red player's starting zone, and now we're going to move on with actually doing some with some some more plates. We're going to get some bright blue. Dark blue. Earth blue. And we're going to grab. We're going to put them. Well, put them in 3x3 corner plates as such, directly behind where we begin. But we don't really want to go too far in or too far back. Too far back. So, beginning off in the middle is kind of a good starting point to this step. As you can see right here and here. Because then we can then move on to our, well, back to our Lightstone Gray. And this time we're going to go for some 4x4 angle plates. Or we should start off with some 1x8 plates. Place one here. Here. And then a 1x6. Right around here. And then here. Or 1x4 would work. And then some 1x4 angle plates. So that it works towards the back. Some 4x4 corner plates. 1x3 corner plates would work. It all depends on what works well in this situation. I think some 4x4 angle plates would work. One there. Then one there. With just a good place to start off would be the well, behind the middle. Of the vases that we began, that we built. And then place more plates there and there. So that we can then apply some earth blue, some earth blue bricks. Okay, so over what we've done, we're gonna go with some 1x8. It's right here. Or we could just apply some more of a... I'm thinking the best idea would be to do some light gray tiles. More of those, lightstone grays. And then build on top of it some light blue... sorry, some earth blue 1x6 bricks. Or 1x8, sorry. We've got a good form for the base of the back of the red player starting zone, and it will look a little awkward, but the illusion is there. It kind of does look like it's actually got some unique patterns to it. It's unfortunately it's just Lego, but it's a pretty good well, it's as best as it can get for a replica. So my next goal is actually to get some more well, the rest of the back panel done, starting off with some warm gold on certain starting points of the build, here and here, and then we can do some more for the topper once the design is done, and then we're going to actually go back to our warm blue, bright blue. A selection of bricks, starting off with a tower of 1x5, there and there. Oh. And then we can carry on with the rest of the build by using some 1x6x5s. Sort of as a reference. on what to do. Although I think I might have put the golden plates in the wrong location. I need to go back to my 1x1s, and then find some warm gold. Place one here, 2 on each end. There and there. And then I can get to work on the detail for the back plating for the red player starting zone. We are now done with the back panel that is behind the red player starting zone, and even though it's not a perfect rendition of the game, it works out pretty well, because as you can see right where my mouse cursor is, I've actually used some 1x1 hourglass bricks along with some 1x1 cones to kind of, well, small nose cones to represent the spikes that are on the back plating of the player starting zone. So that step is now over and done with, and now there's just a little more, well, one final detail that I've got to do for the stage, and it's actually right above the the red starting zone, and it is at least some more pillars, but we're gonna need some slopes in bright blue. Ooh. Ooh, as best as we can. Especially the inverted slopes. And then start off at the back. Right around here. Even though it's not going to be directly connected to the model itself. Although we can give it an illusion that it is by placing it right here. And then here. Actually, by using the golden plate as a reference, a starting point. There and there. And we can put another one here. And here. Here, so that we can then get to work on building another pillar in the same earth blue, but also probably keep. Yeah, we'd actually keep what we've got going. And then do a round brick for one pillar. Start it off. We'll just try to get it as close, the inverted slopes, as close as we can to the model as we can, although not too high up so that it ruins the illusion. Around, oh, there we go. Now I can get to work by doing 2 more bright blue pillars. So we've done the smaller pillars that are going to be used for our stage, and what I've used is 5 4x4 rounded bright blue bricks. You can stack them one on top of the other, kind of giving, and of course looking like it's connected to the 1x2x3 inverted slope that we've done earlier. And then on top, I put on some 3x3 rounded domes all over it, so that it looks like it's all hovering above, as such. And then bright gold 2x2 undercarriage bricks. So that is that step, and now it's coming down to the more intricate detail, which is going to be some plates, and we're going to go right back to our lightstone gray, and then starting off with a 2x4 or 2x8, making sure that it is looking like it's underneath. There we go, as such. And then some 2x4s. One here. One here. So it's kind of forming a sort of a circular arc directly into the middle of the stage for the red player, but also leaving a large gap so that it's directly here over hovering something very unique. But I'm not going to go crazy with the tiles. I'm just going to stick with what we've got. And create something of a mini halo, if you will. Okay, so it's kind of a rough build with the circular halo, but we are done with it. I did say that I would try not to go crazy with it, but I did manage to apply some 2x8 plates directly underneath near the edges of each corner of the surrounding halo, so that it gives off a look that it's being held up by two circular magnets, if you will. Now comes the next fun part, creating one more transparent yellow crystal for the light stage. And I did say that in the previous video that I did 2 weeks ago, that if you want, you can actually do something of a transparent purple if you want to use the dark side of the, the dark step, the dark transition of the level. I'm going to make sure that this crystal is the widest one that I've done so far. Because this is a pretty big crystal, and it is the biggest crystal on the stage for the game. And there we go, the crystal is done. I had to use a nice variety of transparent yellow 1x2x3 inverted slopes, 1x2x3 slopes, 2x3 slopes as well, and of course the 1x2 end ridge tiles. So we've got ourselves a floating crystal and a beautifully detailed stage, as as detailed as it can get in the form of Lego. And I gotta say, this has got to be one of my most interesting and challenging builds that I've ever done on the channel so far. And I gotta say, I'm really pleased with the end result. And of course, I will make sure that you can add this version of the stage to your PC version of LEGO Worlds if you so wish to. And of course, if there were any changes that you think I could have made to the build, let me know down in the comments below. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. This week's little video. And I hope that you can tune in for 2 weeks' time. We'll have a very special LEGO build for the channel. Happy gaming, guys, and I shall see you next time. I hope you guys were inspired by my LEGO Worlds video. If you were, why not subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to get notified on the latest content from the channel. Also, why not check out my video and playlist right here on the channel. It'll really mean a lot to me. Happy gaming, guys, and I'll see you next time.